Hello, happy birthday, Gemini. This reading is for you for the month of June. We have the full moon coming in and about 10 days, I believe. So this reading will cover the month, your birthday, the full moon, and hopefully you'll get lots of information that you'll need to move forward with great plans, great things coming for Gemini. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to pull a few different cards for you. I just wanted to get this big deck warmed up. That was the last one I haven't done. First, I'd like to pull a card for you for the full moon in June, the strawberry full moon or the pink full moon. I guess it's around strawberry harvesting time, which is how it got its name. And if you've been negotiating the energy that's been going on, you know that it's taken a little bit of work to take care of yourself, to move forward. And you've been doing a great job, Gemini. I know you have. So good for you. You practice self-care and you enforce your boundaries. So keep doing that. It's very important. And I hope all our other signs, if you're listening to this, if you have Gemini somewhere in your astrological chart, then take what resonates for you and just leave the rest on the table. Ooh, all right, I got a jumper and I'll take it. Believe in the impossible. Oh, what a great birthday wish, dream, mantra, forecast. Let's call it the forecast. Believe in the impossible. So that's what the full moon is saying to you. Underlying energy. Step out of your comfort zone. I always like to look at the bottom card because it, gives you an idea of it's like a sandwich. The cards become a sandwich. Once you deal them, the energy gets locked in. And usually the top card and the bottom card tell a story. Sometimes I just like to cut a deck. I'll shuffle a little and I'll say, what message do you have for me? Or what message do you have for Gemini for their birthday? Let's try it this way so you can do this at home. What message do you have for Gemini? And then we'll just, when I feel settled with the deck, put it down and then cut and look at the card. Hope, love, and acceptance. Hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. And she's all, wrapped up in yellow, and she has the yellow lotus, and yellow is the color of the solar plexus, your power center. So know that it's very important when you're wanting to attract love or abundance or a soulmate, a new job. It's very important that you be aligned in your power, in your truth, your power center, your solar plexus, just above the belly button. That is your power center, and when that's open and functioning, you are in your alignment. You are in alignment, and when you are in alignment, it's so much easier to manifest and bring in that which you want. Ooh, awesome. I'm also going to pick a life purpose card. I've been doing each read a little different, and I feel like I'm going to go through all the decks for you for some reason. I don't know why, but let's see what happens. Life purpose deck. What life purpose? What should Gemini be focusing on, or which Gemini needs to hear this message about their life purpose? This might not be for everyone, but it's funny how usually it does resonate with most people who get back to me. Creative expression. See, that one I just cut like that. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So if you're in a job or a career that is not really resonating with what your passion is, you may want to explore some other possibilities. You may want to take a course or put some applications out there or start your own business. something that you love, something that's in alignment with your true passion. So give it a go. Give it a go. Oh, right. All right. I guess I'm going to keep going with these one card reads for you, Gemini. Believe in the impossible. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. Step out of your comfort zone. This is a reading in itself. And love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. You know, I've encountered so many people recently in the last 3 months who were, wanting to manifest, and they're changing their life, and they're working on this, that, and the other thing. And then they'll spew out a whole bunch of negativity at me. And it's interesting, how are you expecting to grow something beautiful when there's all this underlying anger, resentment, fear? Some of it is fear-based. Some of it is worry. You're worried about what's going on in the world, and you get attached to a cause, or you get attached to some negativity, and you begin talking, lashing out. I know one person was telling me they were sending creatures, animals to other people just to disrupt their lives, and, totems or whatever. And then in the next breath, they're telling me they would want to manifest all beautiful things, or they're concerned that the world is too negative and it's going in the wrong path. Well, it begins and ends with each of us. That's the story. It begins and ends with each of us. Our thoughts and our actions create energy, which creates a ripple. So if we can stay in the light, in positivity, in hope, in our power, in our alignment with the collective, the positive, wonderful collective, then we can make a big difference. So work on that. We're all working on that. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Pay attention to your words, your choices of words. How someone triggers you to be angry, spend less time with that person. That's all I can say. If you have no choice, spend less time with that person. If they trigger you to be angry and say hurtful things, that's not a good energy for you to be around. Grief work. This is an interesting card for Gemini, and especially around, a birth in a birthday month. Grief work. Some of you may be going through terrible grief. Some of you may be grieving for others, other situations, other people, maybe around the world, because Gemini is a sensitive sign. I may have to take some water because I'm losing my voice. Grief work is what? Excuse me. It's really going back to being honest with yourself and being aligned, staying nurturing to yourself, kind to yourself. Notice I'm using the word self a lot because it's about self-care, self-love. If you're grieving for others, grieving for the world, grieving for the way things used to be, grieving for your old job or your old boyfriend or girlfriend, okay, in order to move past that, the first thing you have to do is self-care, self-love. Okay, so work on that. It's not easy, especially if you tend to be that person who's always putting yourself out. Work within first. And then and be kind and take your time. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. Be patient with the timeline, okay? Because it could go on for years. It could go on for months. It could go on for weeks or days. It depends. Everyone grieves differently. Have no expectations for yourself and no deadlines. I know people say, oh, isn't she over her husband's death yet? Or isn't she over her dog's passing yet? And for some people, it takes a longer time. So be kind, be patient, and above all, be kind and patient to yourself. I'm not telling you to stay stuck. I want you to move on as soon as you can, but with honesty, not just to move on for the sake of showing others that you're moving on, but being able to move on because you've taken care of the pain. You've taken care of the missing of that energy. You've taken care of the longing for what could have been, and bringing yourself back to the moment, to the present, to be in the present moment and starting from there to build and grow and keep moving forward. So, with that, now let's get to your reading. I'm using 2 tarot decks, the Pulp Tarot deck. Ooh, you are a star, Gemini. You are a star. And I will also use my Radley Valentine deck. And let's see if they agree. So far, every sign, the 2 decks have given me the same pretty much story, a little embellishment here or there, but pretty much in alignment. And I like doing this because it's validation that this is your energy right now. It's the energy for you. And I pray and ask that my angels, guides, ascended beings give us the information you need to perhaps get through a difficult time, perhaps to regain some belief in the impossible, perhaps to express your creativity, perhaps to accept a new love, and the courage to step out of your comfort zone. So let's see. Okay, 5 cards from this deck. Ooh. I blame my hand on that. I have nerve damage in this hand, so sometimes I just lose all feeling and the cards go pew. Then it gets really fun. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Underlying energy, the Lovers. Ooh, I'm beginning to see a theme here for Gemini. There's love is in the air. Lovers is a major arcana card. So I'll say that fast 5 times. Is also a sign of vibrant health, good health. Okay, or good partnership, making a strong agreement. So we'll see how that fits into your reading. And now the Radley Valentine deck. This deck is even more difficult too, but it's a little broken in. This is actually my second deck of this one of Radley's, and I had the pleasure of interviewing him a few years ago when I worked in radio. And he was so genuine and so lovely and so easy to interview and work with and so honest that I love his deck. I feel that same honesty comes out in the words on these cards. So I love this deck. And I wish him well. I hope he knows how many readers are using this deck. I see quite a few now using this deck. And it's a great deck for if you're a beginner reader. It's a great deck because, it has a story on each card that you can use. Sometimes, I don't even look at the card sometimes. It's just you hear the story or you feel the vibe, or it depends on where it sits with the other cards. Look, you've got something going on, Gemini. So I've had a validation on the love. There's 2 cards talking about new love coming in. 2 cards talking about creative expression. This is the 3 of Pentacles telling me that you are building something. You're building something amazing. You're building something from your creative process. And it's not only going to bring you notoriety and some ka-ching, but it also builds your reputation, okay? The word gets out there. And I don't even feel like you have to advertise this. I feel that your work is, enough advertising. Your work gets the message out, and people are resonating with your language, with your words, with your craft, with your art, or with your your process of working, and you're a great team worker too, Gemini. So I know, imagine Gemini is a great team worker, but you are, when you have the right people, you're very diligent, I have to say, about getting the right people. So good for you, Gemini. Keep that up. Be discerning about who you surround yourself with, and this will keep growing and growing. So the first card is the Tower. Whoa, I don't know what it means yet. It's the first card. I know that change is imminent. Okay, it's a major card. Sometimes the card alone can mean that you're moving, you're selling your house. There could be disruption in the household. Something could be coming in for you that's very positive. If it's upside down, well, maybe something is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But it was upright, and we know that there's a change coming. It's also major arcana number 16, which is a 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So I know that change is going to be a positive change. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. Yep, justice. I love this. Justice. So we have the rocky tower, right? Gives us a little hesitance here. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But then I have justice underneath it. So I know that things are going to start to balance out. Things are beginning to smooth out. Karmic debt is paid in full. This year is a 9. Next year is a 10. So we are closing up any past karma that we've had to deal with. This will be the year we're going to clean it up. It's like cleaning out the closet. And if you are cleaning out your closets, good. Clean out your closets and drawers. Clear as much energy in your home as possible, Gemini, because new energy is coming in and it will be looking for space. So that's what you do when you want to create more of something. You clear the space. Like, instead of putting a bowl full of fruit and nuts and all kinds of things on your table, put an empty bowl and ask that the universe keep bringing abundance into your life. The 8 of Pentacles. So this is something good, but there's more to the story. You don't have the full story yet. Okay, so whatever project you're working on, or whatever career you're in, or job you're going for, you're getting like 80% of the story. There's still something that has to be revealed. Okay, so continue to work hard, continue to put forward what you're creating, or put forward your resumes, put forward your work, or if it has to do with love, keep making the effort. But no, you don't have all the facts yet. You don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. So let's see where we're going with it. Yeah, it is about love for you. It's about the right partnership moving forward. So slow down. I didn't get any card that's telling me that yet, but I feel it. Slow down. And when she or he shows up, take it easy, take it slow, because it might look really, really, really good at first, but there's something. See her hiding over there behind me, and I have to make sure there's no nudity or YouTube will shut me down. She's hiding behind the easel, and that's showing us that not the whole story isn't out there yet. This, however, is great partnership. 2 minds that think alike, moving in the same direction, having the same end result in mind, with the same integrity. Your intentions are aligned. Your visions are in sync. So I love this partnership, the 2 of Wands. You work very well together, and it may be a work relationship, although with these love cards, feeling it maybe it's a work. Some people have work husbands and work wives. Maybe it is. I don't necessarily approve of that, but who am I? It's whatever floats your boat. That's it. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so you will be getting more of the story, just not yet. And when it does come in, I feel there's a lot of passion here. And all this red is just making me feel like there's a lot of passion in this relationship, that you will be getting more of the story, more of the story. And it's interesting, the this Knight of Cups is looking forward into the future. Here he is in the middle of your read, but he's looking forward into the future, which is interesting. Oh, and this is even more interesting. Here's a two, and here's a two. You will be making a choice. You will be making a decision. So perhaps there's more than one to choose from. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe not. Maybe not in your world, but in my fantasy world, I think that would be fun. You've got two to choose from. Who are you going to pick? And it's about following your heart. It's about not getting stuck in your mind. Yes, you want to be aware, right? You don't want anyone fooling you, hiding behind this easel coming out. Oh, well, surprise. But you don't want to be over analytical, but you want to be a little bit analytical. You do want to use your head, but absolutely follow your heart. And it's about how you feel, not what everybody else thinks. I feel like there is something missing from this story here that I'm not getting yet. So it should be interesting. Two of Pentacles. Look at all the twos. I love that. So we have two twos in the bottom row. Here's your first two in the top row. And so you've gotten the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and now the Two of Pentacles. So if there were a time for me to say, wow, Gemini is two. If this were a time for you to manifest your soulmate, or you believe in the twin flame thing, or a business partner, or a best friend, now is the time. This is the time. There's also, there'll be a juggle between, it's interesting. Both these two cards are about balance. So the Justice card and the Pentacles are about finding balance between work, play, romance, friendship, having money and not having money. It's about finding the balance between the two, not being too stingy with any of the above, but not being overly, giving either. You need to use your head. Oh, and now we have a king. Now it's getting interesting. Now, the king doesn't necessarily have to be a man. It could be a man or a woman. And it's the energy, very accomplished, great boss, if this is about a boss, someone who really has the ability to balance the money. Now, funny, these cards came out, this one on top, this one on the bottom. So perhaps he's an accountant, or she's an accountant, or a lawyer who deals with financial matters, or maybe a financial planner. We'll see. It's something interesting, someone interesting. And they're also a very, the King of Pentacles would be a Virgo or a Capricorn or a Taurus usually, or they'd have any of those aspects in their astrological chart. And they really are very good with money, planning it out, knowing when to spend a little extra and when not to. Pisces, we're not so great at that, but Gemini, acknowledge that you have a good sense of balance when you focus. Okay. With Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it's natural. It's just an instinct. They're instinctively good with finding that balance in financial matters, which allows you, if this is a partner perhaps that you're choosing in business, this will be a good partner for you because they'll keep you grounded. And they're the type of person who can convey their message without raising their voice or any of those immature behaviors, of dominance. They're just very sure of themselves. They're very confident. They don't need to overreact to anything. And the King of Pentacles is a more of a gentle soul, pragmatic soul than a, boisterous one. Very interesting. Top row, King of Wands. Like the kings, hence the decision. King of Wands, King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Wands is a little bit different. Very fiery, very, it's a fire energy. So they're boisterous. They like to be a little dramatic. They have a flair about them. Okay. They're also very accomplished, passionate. Uh, are they as trustworthy as King of Pentacles? Jury's out on that. You'll have to look into that. As a King of Wands would be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. So pay attention. Now you could end up with a Virgo with Leo, in their chart, or vice versa. So they could have aspects of both kings. That would be really interesting because you'd get someone who was solid, steadfast, pragmatic, but also passionate and a lot of fun. Oh, I love this. Again, more balance. The Six of Cups. Now, when we talk about our childhood, with these two kings, and I'm getting, Gemini, that your reading is really gearing me to either a business partnership or a love partnership. Whichever would bring the most, or both, whichever would bring the most balance into your life. Believe in the impossible, have hope, love, and acceptance. Step out of your comfort zone. I feel that, you do need to step out of your comfort zone in the love arena. I feel it's time for something different, a different pace for you, a different energy for you. You've evolved quite a bit, Gemini, and you've grown so much spiritually that now the universe, could be sending you someone that you feel very much akin to, like maybe they are actually sending you someone from your childhood, or someone you knew when you were younger, or someone you went to school with, perhaps. Maybe you're the same age and that you have a lot in common. Whoever it is, that's how I feel. I feel like you do have a lot in common. I'm going to pull a few more cards for you. Because we're so lovey-dovey, I have this beautiful deck, beautiful tarot deck, the roses. I don't know the exact name of this deck. It's been around for quite some time. And let's pull a card. Can you give us some clarity on where Gemini is going with what's the story with these kings, with the twos? You got 3 twos, 222 out of the 10 cards. So pay attention to that number, 222. Look that up. Google that. It's quite a message. And know that it is really about everything moving forward now for you. I know you've hit brick walls, and maybe that's why this tower came out first, because whatever you tried, it was like there was always something that got in the way, held you back, you were disappointed in. But justice is here to say no more. We're bringing everything into balance and moving you forward. So that's good. And you will have the longest reading because it's your birthday month. So I'm just going to pull one more card for you. But overall, you have a lot to look forward to, Gemini. Four of emotion. Don't you love it? Out of all these cards, and this is what we're talking about. This is what you get, the Four of emotion. There are wonderful people who wish to help you. Opportunities are being offered to you, but you aren't noticing or trusting the gifts heaven is bestowing upon you. Pay attention to that. Daydreaming or going within is a healthy way to get clarity. I tell my son this all the time. Take some time to just go outside and daydream a little bit. That's where the creativity comes from, right? As long as you act upon your dreams. Yeah, move forward. Well, I feel the Knight of Cups is going to give you a little push, by letting you know what's coming in and bringing that passion in and getting you ready and getting you worked up. But you're going to have to make the decision on how you move forward and with whom you move forward with. But however it looks, I really feel, remember, believe in the impossible. This is going to be an amazing month for you. So enjoy it and get out there, Gemini. You're not going to meet anyone at home, no business partner or no King of Wands or Pentacles. Get out there, put yourself out there every chance you get. Accept those invitations. And most of all, practice self-care. I love you. Happy birthday. Please like, subscribe, and write any comments about this read, anything that resonates with you in the comment section. I would appreciate it greatly. Until the next time, I send you love.